Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's second topic, the running back conundrum. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So pretty much what's been happening is that the running backs in the NFL have been kind of feeling the squeeze because the position has become so disregarded in this new passing league that teams are rarely going with one running back. They're going by running back by committee, and they're not investing or willing to invest in the running back talent anymore. And some of the best running backs, where they're doing the most heavy lifting for their teams, are having trouble getting paid. Now, there's exceptions to every rule. Everybody knows this. You got the exception being Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was and still is the entire offense of the Tennessee Titans. And his greatness, his 2,000-yard rushing season got Ryan Tannehill paid. That's number one. Number two, people are going to say Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey got paid. Why? Because he had 1,000 yards receiving. That's why. Those are going to be the two big ones that you could think of. All the other running backs are coming up right now. You know, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, J.K. Dobbins, and the list goes on. The teams are not willing to give them the extensions that they deserve. Now, here's the thing. Because this is the Wunderkind Show, so you know we discuss everything. That means creative thinking goes on it also. Because not only do we come here to have fun and talk football, it's creative-minded. You know what I'm saying? We got to have creative thoughts. So I had an idea or a suggestion that could at least mitigate some of the problems that the running backs are going through in the NFL. And my idea for the running backs is pretty much that they would come in and only sign 2-year deals. Take away the team's ability to have them for 4 years. When you come out of college, this is what Josh Jacobs, J.K. Dobbins, Saquon Barkley, the Christian McCaffreys, Derrick Henrys, all of them need to come together almost like a consortium and say to the young guys, look, do not take 4-year deals. When you're coming out of college, you take a 2-year deal. Do you know why? Because everybody knows running backs, the shelf life is not crazy high. So what it does is it takes away the ability for the team to have them on the cheap for long periods of time till they're no longer can run, right? They can hit the market. So even if the team says, hey, we're going to franchise tag you for 1 year, that's 3 years. Most of the good running backs last 5 to 6 years. Okay, so when they sign a new deal, it's a 2 to 3 year deal. They at least get a bite at the apple. I'm not saying they're going to have multiple, but at least they get a shot at the apple. These days, the running backs are not getting a taste of even the skin of the apple. Not even the skin, not even the part that you throw away. And it's sad. And I heard someone saying, you know, well, they hit the genetic lottery and no one should feel sorry for them and such and such and such. Look, I want you to understand this, right? This is a very physical league. Very physical league. Regardless if it's pass happy or not, very physical. And running backs, because their stints are shorter, right? They only have a compressed amount of time to make money that they can retire or sit back on. And I know people hate when I say this, like, oh, well, I'm working X and Y. Just because you're struggling, it doesn't mean other people have to. You should be happy for them. You know what I mean? They got to play out their dreams. But I want them to be, compensated fairly. And they're not being fairly compensated. And we know that the NFL has money. Just like how all these leagues have money. The MLS has money. Major League Soccer in the United States ain't watched by nobody. Look how much they paid what's his name. Look at some, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, those are different circumstances. We have a hard cap league. You can always, if you want to do something, you always have the possibility to do it. If the owner said tomorrow, hey, look, the running backs deserve more. Let's do X, Y, and Z to make sure that they get a fair shot at the pie too. Because listen, at the end of the day, that's a brotherhood. Those players are a brotherhood. There's only a select, small, minute percentage of the population that is on this earth that consider they're professional athletes. Much less they were good enough to make it in the NFL. Much less that they'd be able to become starters in the NFL. Much less they were able to become or be the leaders in statistical categories in the NFL or Pro Bowlers, all pros. Like, let's be real. I always tell people, I always try to be fair in my assessment of anything. But look, that's my fixing way, the Wunderkind way of fixing it. If I don't know going forward from this point for people that are already in the league, but if you had a start point, the start point should be that every running back coming out of college does not sign a deal over 2 years. Just don't do it. Teams, of course, still need running backs. Running backs are still needed. They're just devalued. So what it would do is the team was like, okay, we got you for 2 years. And if you're doing really well, you know what they have to do? Franchise you for a third. So at least you know that third year, you're getting at least a lump sum of money. And if you're good enough, great enough, you know what I mean? Then you can sign a 2 or 3 year extension on there where you get another actual bite at the proverbial apple. And then you'll have money. Then at that point, you know, because my thing is like this. I think the franchise tag for the running backs right now, I think is $10 million or something like that. So let's just say you sign a 2-year deal. 2-year deals for $3 million, $4 million. It's not a lot, whatever, right? And after taxes and agents and everything, that's not a lot at all. But then, okay, so you get to the 2-year mark. You're a Saquon Barkley or you're one of these other guys. You've been killing it your first 2 years. Zeke, Elliott, you know what I mean? Okay, the team wants to keep you, to keep team chemistry and stuff going. We're going to franchise tag you because we don't want to. Okay, fine, whatever, franchise tag me. I get $10 million for 1 year, right? That's more than the 2 years I would have made. That's more than I would have made if I signed a 4-year deal, right? Because I'd be like $14 million in a 3-year span. The team has a choice. Do we franchise tag him again? They don't ever franchise tag twice. Or we give him the extension. So then you're looking at, okay, $14 million. Then you sign an extension, a $25 or a $30 million, you know what I'm saying, 3-year deal or maybe 4-year deal, whatever, because you're going to put years at the end so that you could bring down that cap hit. You know what I mean? Guaranteed $25 million of it. Now you're talking. Now they're making money. I just feel like that's fair. And I think that moving forward, that's what the players should do. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. If you agree, go on Twitter, ask a whole bunch of people. Let's get it trending. Let's get this thing going. Hashtag running backs 2 years. Hashtag 2-year running backs. Because that will mitigate them to have a better chance to feed their families. And I know everyone's going to say, well, I feed my family on $20,000 a year, or I feed my family on $50,000 a year. Once again, once their careers are up 5 or 6 years, remember, they've been training their whole life for this. 5, 6 years, they're done. They're done. And unless they win a title in that first 4, 5, 6 years, or whatever it is for running backs, they're not going to be on NFL Network or eating up a media check. Most of those media checks, they only bring, I mean, it's very rare that they don't. You'd have to be so great, so spectacular, and not win a ring to even get on there. You know what I mean? You have to be the creme de la creme. So, but all the other ones, they're Super Bowl winners. Shady McCoy is one, and no shot at Shady, but as a media guy, he is so bland. But he's a 2-time champion. He led the league in rushing. He led the league in touchdowns. You know what I mean? So if you have that on your resume, then after, you know what I mean, you're retired, you might get an NFL Network job, an ESPN job, a Fox Sports job, a CBS Sports job. You know what I mean? And you'll be respected because of that championship. But let's be real, most players don't win a championship. So that's just my way of thinking it. But let me know down in the comments what you think, and let's know, and let's get this thing trending if you agree. Hashtag 2-year contract running backs. Let's get it going. But once again, it's another episode of the Wonder Kid Show. Thank you all for watching. You know how we get down. Everything we talk about is rooted in facts and truth. But you know we like to have fun and laugh on this side of the court. But please do remember, like, subscribe to that notification bell, and leave a comment. Love the comments. Just be respectful when you're doing it, and I got no problems. If you would like to donate to this channel, bottom of the screen is a QR code to a Cash App. That's how we do all donations, and it's located in the description of every video that we do. The name of it is The Wunderkind Show. And if you would like to get extra access, Patreon. That's how we do it. Fantasy football, sweepstakes for merch, connection, and be able to contact me directly. That's how you do it. Questions from subscribers. If you want that extra access, especially during the year, that's how you do it. But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. The show is Nitro signing off. And as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.